Dangal greetings everyone. I will explain admin frame class admin frame.java. The admin frame class is the main dashboard for the admin in the system built using Java Swing and implementing the reservation observer interface so it can receive live updates from the system. At the start, it stores the current user, the login frame, and gets a single shared instance of data store, singleton pattern, and which manages all user trips and notification. It also registers itself as an observer so it can automatically receive reservation updates. The constructor sets up the window properties like title size and close operation, then calls build UI to construct the interface. And the next is JFrame admin dashboard. Yan. The build UI method organizes the entire dashboard using a JTab pane, separating features into four main sections: manage trip, manage users, reports, and notification. It also adds a logout button and the button for session control. This structure makes the interface clean and easy to navigate. The next is trips panel. Aba-ara na ito. Trips panel. Yan. That is the trips panel. The trips panel handles all the shuttle trip management. It displays trip in a table using a default table model and allows the admin to add, edit, and delete trips. Adding and editing are done through dialog forms where trip details like route, date, time, max seats, and driver are input. When a trip is edited, the system updates the data in data store and notifies the observer so other parts of the system can react. The table is refreshed every time changes happen to keep data updated. The next is users panel. Yan. Users panel. And the users panels work similarly but for user accounts. It shows all users in the table and allows adding and and allows adding or deleting users. When adding a user, the system uses the user factory to create user based on roles like admin, driver, or passenger. This ensures consistent object creation. It also prevents deletion of admin accounts for safety. The user table is refreshed after every change. And the next is report panel. And the reports panel is a simpler. It uses report generator class to create a report of the top routes. When the button is clicked, the generated report is displayed in a text area. This separates reporting logic from the UI. The next is notification panel. The notification panel displays system messages in real time. It uses a text area where updates are appended whenever changes occur in the system. The next is observer callback. The on reservation change method is a part of the observer pattern. Whenever a reservation related event happens in the system, this method is triggered and safely updates the UI using Swing utilities that invoke later, ensuring thread safety. It appends notification messages to to the notification area. Finally, the logout method removes the admin from the observer list, returns the user to the login screen, and closes the dashboard's window properly, ending the session. That's all.
Hello, greetings everyone. My name is Brent Michael Ignacio, and I will explain to you the driver frame.java. First of all, we have the package GUI and the import model like reservation, shuttle trip, and user. And you have the drive data store rather, pattern data store, then reservation observer, and report generator. And we have the Java Swing, which is the for building the UI. And moving on to public class driver frame, extend JFrame implements reservation observer. JFrame means this is a window GUI screen. Reservation observer, this frame listens for updates when reservation change. Next, moving on to the variables of the private user, current user, JFrame, login frame, data store because data store that get instance. Current user is the login driver. The login frame is the login screen, so we can go back to it. And store, the main data source. It is also a singleton. And next, for the table, private default table model, trip table model, default table model, passenger table model. These store the data shown in the table, trips and passengers. And next, the constructor, we have the public driver frame, user, JFrame, and login frame. And what happens here is save the current user, then register this frame as an observer, then set up the window like title, size, or position, and calls the build UI to create the interface. Next, the building the UI, we have the private void build UI. It creates tabs like trips and passengers and daily report, and adds a logout button at the bottom, so the screen is divided into viewing trips and passengers and generating reports. Next, the trips panel. Have the build trip panel. This is the main part of the dashboard. The top table, trips, it shows trip ID, route, data and time, number of passengers, and max seats. And it also shows trip assigned to the current driver. And we have the bottom table, passengers, shows the passenger name, reservation number, data reserved, and status. And this updates when you click a trip. And next, selection listener. We have the trip table that gets selection model that adds list selection listener. When a driver clicks a trip, it gets the trip ID, then calls the refresh passenger table, the trip ID. So if we click a trip, it will see it's the passenger instantly. Then moving on, we have the JSplit pane. The top means the trips, the bottom passengers, like a split screen. So next, the refresh trip table, private void refresh trip table. What it does is clears the table, then loops through all trips, then checks if the drivers matches the current user, then counts only active reservation, then adds the trip to the table. It's like showing only trips and how many active passengers we have. Then refresh passenger table, private void refresh passenger table in trip ID. What it does is clears the table, then finds the selected trip, then loops through the reservation, then adds only active passengers. Then next, the report panel, build the report panel. This creates the daily report tab. We create a JText area to display the report, and a button to generate daily report. And meaning if the button is clicked, it will generate and display driver daily report. Next, the observer method. Our observer method, the public void on reservation change string message. This is triggered when reservation change and it refresh the trip table. So if someone books or cancel the trip, the driver's screen updates automatically. Then lastly, we have the logout button, logout function, private void logout. What happens here is remove the frame as an observer, then shows the login screen again, close the current window. So basically, it will clean, exit, and go back to the login. And that's it, Bob.
Dongal greetings, my name is John Michael D. Pabiala and I will explaining the login frame Java file which serve as the login screen of our campus shuttle reservation system. So this is the login screen of the campus. This is the first thing the user see when they run the program. At the top of the class, three variables are declared, one for the username field, one for the password field, and one for the status label that shows feedback message like invalid credentials. The next is the constructor is the part that runs automatically when the login window is created. It's handled the basic Windows setup like setting the title, the size. Then after that, it's called the build UI to create or to draw everything inside the window. The next is the build UI method is where the screen is visually built. The window is divided into the three sections. The top has the application title. The middle has the username field, password field, and the status label. And at the bottom has two buttons which are the login button and the show test account buttons. And there is also a small detail where the enter key is connected to the login action so the user do not have to click the button with the mouse. So then next is the make label function. It is just a small helper that create consistently styled label so the code does not have to repeat the same formatting every time a label is needed. The next is the most important function is the handle login. When the user click the login or press enter, it is first check if the field are filled in. Then it searches for matching account in the data store which acts like a memory database of all registered user. If no match is found, it shows an error message, but if a match is found, it checks the user rule and open the correct dashboard, which is the admin, driver, or the passenger. And after that, the login window hides itself and clear the field so the credentials are not left on the screen. And lastly is the show hint function is connected to the show test account button which is found at the bottom of the login screen. When the user click that button, it simply pop up a dialog showing all the available account with their username and password so they can easily see what credential they can use to log in. And that's all for my part.
Bangal greetings. I am Richmond Diaz Capete and I will be explaining about this code. The passenger frame class provides a Java Swing J frame that functions as the passenger dashboard for the shuttle reservation system while using reservation observer or implements reservation observer to receive real-time reservation updates. The system keeps secret user data or private, which includes information about the active user, and the system uses the login frame to return users to the login screen. The system contains a single data store instance which provides access to trips and reservations, and the table models display available trips and passenger reservations. The system includes a text area for displaying notifications. The constructor, passenger frame, user, JFrame, login frame initializes these values while it registers the frame as an observer, and it establishes the window title with its respective size, close operation, and location. and it proceeds to execute the build UI method. The build UI method creates a tab interface containing available trips, my reservations, and my history report tabs, then adds a logout button at the bottom. The build trips panel method creates a table of trips with reserve and refresh buttons, allowing the passenger to book a selected trip after checking seat availability and duplicate reservations. The refresh trip table method reloads the trip table by displaying only trips with available seats. The build my reservations panel method creates a table that displays all of the passengers' reservation together with a cancel button that enables user to cancel their current bookings while recovering their reserved seats. The refresh my reservation method will update the reservation table to show all current bookings of the login user and their statuses. The build report panel method provides a text area and button that generates the passenger's reservation history using report generator. The helper method shuttle trip get trip by ID int ID searches and returns a trip matching the given ID while get reservation by ID int ID returns a reservation by its ID. The on-reservation change string message method activates when reservation data changes and it updates both tables through the swing utilities that invoke later method, which ensures thread safety. The logout method first removes the frame from its observer role and then displays the login frame while it shutdowns the passenger dashboard window. And thank you.
Hello, greetings everyone. My name is Jeremiah Gisada, and I will explain to you my part, which is the reservation class. So first, we declare a variables in the reservation class. So we have an ID, which serves as the unique reference number for each reservation. Then we have we also have the passenger and trip. These two is not just simple values. They are objects coming from the user and the shuttle trip classes. This is where we apply association because the reservation test is connected to other classes by using their objects. Instead of storing all the details inside the one class, we link them together. So the passenger information comes from the user class and the trip details comes from the shuttle trip class. Then next we have the status which show if the reservation is active or cancelled. Then we also have reserve on which stores the date when the booking was made. Now for the constructor, this is where we assign values when a new reservation is created. So we pass the ID, passenger, trip, and reservation date. So the status is not included because it is automatically set to active. Um, we set we set the status uh, is equal to active. So the default value of the status is the active. We also have the getter methods like get ID, get passenger, and get trip. So these getter methods allow us to access the data safely without directly modifying it. Then next is we have a cancel method. This method simplify updates the status from active to cancel. Then lastly, we have toString method. This is used to display the reservation details in a clear readable format, including the route, date, time, and the current status. And that's all. Thank you.
Greetings everyone. My name is Resme Dahaiko and I'll be discussing the shuttle trip.java po. So first po, we import a Java util array list and Java util list po. So it allows us to use an array list and list po here in the program. And next po is the class name shuttle trip and we have a attributes po which are all private and this user driver po. So the driver po is an object po from user class. And here po is the preservation list po for lives and dies with this trip. And here naman po is the constructor. So the constructor po is responsible po for creating a new shuttle trip po. It initializes the main details po of the trip, such as the ID, route, date, time. And here naman po is the parameters. So the parameters and the variables po, they have the same name. So we should need this po. And next po is the getters is to return the variables po and the values. So this is only read only. And next po is the setters. It allows the user to modify the variable, the existing variable or the values. And here naman po sa method or function, so public void increment reserve. So dito po it increases the number of the reserved seats by 1 po. So but it only po if it's still less than max seat. And next po is the decrement reserve. So dito naman po it decrease the number of reserved seat by 1 but only if it's only greater than 0 po to ensure the count po never becomes negative. And here naman po sa public void add reservation, so it adds po a reservation object to the reservation list po and it will call the increment method which is this po to update the seat count. And next po is the remove reservation. So this it removes a reservation po from the list and then it also called the decrement reserve po to update the number of reserved seat. And lastly po is the toString. This is override po and the toString method po returns the formatted string representation of the shuttle trip. So it's responsible po for the displaying the details. And that's all lang po sa shuttletrip.java.
Greetings everyone, I am King James Namata and now we're gonna talk about the user.java. So here we have the package of model and this is a plain Java without a GUI and this represents the system of the user. So here we have the class of the user, we have the attributes which is all in private, the ID, username, password, the full name, and the role, whether they are admin, passenger, or driver. We have here the constructor that will allow to store their information. And here we have the getters, whether the ID, username, password, and role, as well as their setters. And we have also the toString to return their name and the role. So here is it overrides the toString to have a string that will return a string that have the full name and the role. So that's it for my part. Thank you very much.
Greetings everyone, my name is Justin Carmalawit. So I'm explaining about data_store.java. So we can start here, package pattern. These files belongs to the folder group called pattern, which is here, pattern and data_store.java. So in this import, we are bringing in other classes that we need. Think of it like calling your teammates. We need a user, shuttle trip, reservation, and others to work together here. In this single tone design pattern. That one, public class data store implements reservation subject. We are creating a class called data store. It uses the singleton pattern, meaning only one data store will be ever exist in the whole program. It also implements the reservation subject, which means it promises to have the other methods. So in here, private static data store instance. This is where we save the one and only data store. It starts as a empty, which is null. In here, a private list. This for like for notebooks, one for users, one for trip, one for reservation, and one for observers. So in here, a private int reservation ID counter and trip ID counter. These are counters every new reservation or trip is made. We give it a unique number or ID. It starts at 1 and goes up. So in here, private constructor. This the constructor, the setup that runs when this data store is first created. Because it's private, nobody outside this class can call a new data store directly. We create a empty list for everything, then call load dummy data to fill them with simple sample data. So here, singleton get instance. This is the only door to get the data store. If no data store exists yet, then create one. If one is already exists, just return it. This is a guarantee. Only one data store ever exists. That's the singleton pattern. Observer pattern, which is here. Add the watchers to list. Whenever something changes, we will tell all watchers. And also here, that one is remove a watcher, stop notifying them. And here, the third one, it go through every watchers and tell each one what happened, like sending a group chat message to everyone on the list. And here the dummy data. This method is fill the system with sample or fake data so we can test it. And here, that highlighted, we use the factory pattern to create users account. We create a 1 admin, 2 drivers, and 3 passengers. And here's the users add. We put all users into our users list. And here the shuttle strip that highlighted, we create a 6 shuttle strip. Each strip has a unique ID, a route where it goes at, date and time, how many seats it has, and which driver is assigned. And here we put all the trips into our trip list. We created a sample reservation here, linking passengers to trip. For example, pass 1 to the Ana Reyes is booked on the trip 1 and 2. And here the helper. A private helper use only the inside this class. It creates a reservation and adds to our reservation list, and also tells the trip and that associate is taken. The ID counter goes up each time. So here in a user's CRUD, it will give me the full list of the all users. And also here, it go through all user. If a user's name and password match, it return that users. If nobody matches, return none or nothing. This is used for login. Add a user to the list, then tell all watchers a new user was added. Also here, no actual list change here. The user's object, it is already updated elsewhere. We just notify watchers that user was updated. And here, remove the user and notify the watchers. And here at trip CRUD, it will give me the list of shuttle trip. And here, like I said earlier, it will add a new trip and notify the watchers. Also here, delete trip, remove a trip and notify the watchers. And here, public in next trip ID. Give the next available trip ID number, then increase the counter by number 1. In here, the reservation CRUD, it will give me the full list of the all reservation. In here, this block of code, it make a new one reservation for passengers on a trip. Get today's date automatically. Give it a new ID, add it to the list, then tell the trip is a seat is a taken. Notify all the watchers to return the new reservation. And here, the public void cancel reservation. Cancel a reservation, mark it as a cancelled, free up a seat on the trip, and remove it from the trip on reservation list and notify the all watchers. Also here, get reservation by passenger. Find all reservation belongs to one specific passenger. Go through all reservation. If the passenger's ID matches, add to the result list. And this check for duplicate. It check if the passenger is trying to book the same date and same time twice. Go through all reservation. If the same passengers already has an active reservation on the same date and same time, it return true duplicate. If no duplicate found, return it false. And here the final is public list, get drivers. Get only the users who are drivers. Go through all users. If their roles is driver, add them to the driver list and return to that list. So that's all my part. Thank you.
Hello everyone, Dr. Greetings. My name is Jason P. Gargarino, and this is my part, which is report generator. So first is we imported reservation, shuttle trip, and user because these are the main data models used in the report. So we also imported data store because it store all system data. Then next, we declared this data store because we are using the singleton pattern, which ensures that there is only one instance of the data store used throughout the system. Then next is the first method, which is the generate top rows report. We created this method because the admin needs to see the top 3 most popular routes. Then next is we create map. We declared a map because we want to store each route and count how many reservation it has. For the next is the loop through reservation. We loop through all reservation and added condition to only count active reservations. And we use get or default so that if the route is not yet in the map, it will start at 0. Then sort the data. We converted the map into a list and sorted into a descending orders so the highest values come first. And the build output. So we use string builder to efficiently build the output and only display the top 3 routes. And the second method is the passenger history. So generate passenger history. So we created this method so passenger can view the reservation history. Then get reservation of the passenger. which is the list reservation. We use this to filter the reservation based on the passenger. Then string builder. We display the passenger's name in uppercase for better visibility. Then step 3 is the check if empty. Like we added this so the system shows a message if there are no records. And the next is the loop and display details. So we loop through each reservation and display all important details such as reservation, route, date, time, and status. For the third method is the driver report, daily driver report. So we created this method so the driver can see their assigned trips and passenger count. And string builders. We declared a strip to check if the driver actually has assigned trips. Then loop through trips. So we loop through all trips in the system using this loop syntax. Then for the next is the if tree get driver. So we added this condition to avoid null errors and make sure the trip belongs to the current driver. And for the next part, count active reservation has trip true. Then we count how many passenger has active reservation. Then for the next is the display trip details like route, data, time, passengers reserved out of, like yung how many passenger count. Then if no for the last part is the not has trip. So if has trip is still false, we display the drivers has no assigned trip. So that's it.
Hi, Dango. Greetings. My name is Marilyn Abay, and I'm going to explain the reservation-observer.java, reservation-subject.java, user-factory.java, main.java, and as well as do a live demonstration for the actual working system for our finals project here in OOP. So first, we have the reservation-observer.java. We have the package pattern, which declares where the file belongs, the public interface reservation observer, which defines a public interface with the name reservation observer. Being an interface, it only declares a method contract and no actual logic is written here. And the void on reservation changes string message declares one method. Any class that implements the interface must provide the method, and it accepts the string message describing what changed and returns nothing. This is the method that gets called automatically when a reservation event happens. Next is the reservation subject, the Java. So it belongs as well to the pattern package. And the public interface reservation subject defines a public interface with the name reservation subject. So any class implementing this class becomes the publisher, the one that holds the list of listeners and fires notifications. So next, the void add observer reservation observer declares a method that adds a new observer to the notification list calling when a dashboard frame opens. Then the add void remove observer of reservation observer declares a method that removes an observer from the list and is called when a dashboard frame lags out, preventing stale updates. And lastly, the void notify observer string message declares a method that loops through all registered observers and calls the on reservation change on each one, passing the message describing what happened. So next we have the user factory.java. It also belongs to the package pattern, and import model.user imports the user class so this factory can create and return user objects. So we have the public class user factory, which declares the public class with the name user factory. So this is the factory pattern. Its sole responsibility is constructing user objects in a standardized way. So we have the private static int ID counter. So it declares a static integer counter starting at 100. Because it is static, it's shared across all calls, never resets. Each new user created gets the next number in sequence, guaranteeing a unique ID starting from 101. So next we have the public static user create user, and so declares the factory method, and it is static. So it can be called directly as user factory that create user and the parameters. So without needing to instantiate the factory itself, and accepts four pieces of information needed to rebuild a user. And these are the username, password, full name, and role. So switch role, case, admin, passenger, and driver. Checks whether the provided role is one of the three valid options. All three cases fall through the same return statement, meaning any valid role is handled the same way. So this is the increment of ID counter, then passes new value as the user's ID along with the other parameters into the user's constructor, and immediately returns the newly created object. And default throw new illegal argument exception, unknown role. If the role string is anything other than the three valid options, throws the exception immediately with the message identifying in the invalid role that prevents invalid users from ever being created. Next is the main Java. So it is belong in the package main and imports the GUI login frame. So the main can create an instance of this class. Next, we have the import Java Swing utilities, which imports Swing utility class used to safely launch the GUI on the correct thread. Next, we have the import Java Swing UI Manager, which imports UI Manager that controls the visual look and feel of the entire Swing application. Next, we have the public class main, which declares the main class. So this is the class Java looks for when our program is being run. And the public static void main string, so the standard Java entry point where execution of the entire program begins. And try UI Manager set look and feel, so attempts to set the application's visual style to match the operating system's native look. So on Windows, it looks like a Windows app, and on Mac, it looks like a Mac app. Next, we have the catch exception E. If setting the system and feel fails for any reason, the catch block silently ignores the error and lets Swing fall back to its default class platform appearance, and the program continues. Next is the Swing utilities invoke later, schedules the GUI creation to run on the event dispatch thread or EDT, and dedicated thread Swing uses for all UI applications. And the login frame login, which creates a new instance of login frame. And lastly, the login set visible true, which makes the login window appear on screen. So now we are going to run the system. So this is the first login frame that first greets the user. So here we have a button for show test accounts, which shows the saved account or demo accounts for the system. So we are first going to access the admin account. So we are going to type the credentials of the admin, and upon entering, we are directed to the manage trip tabs. We also have tab for manage users, reports, and notification. So for manage trips, to add each trip, we only need to click the add trip button, then put a name to the route. Let's put the gate 1 to gate 2 and leave the following details as given by the program. And save this by clicking OK, the data is automatically saved. Next, let's try to edit a trip. So first you need to click first what would you like to edit. So let's try to edit the route with or trip with ID number 3, and let's change the capacity from 15 to 25. So now it is 25. So let's now try to uh, let's try now to delete a trip. So for deleting a trip, we only need to choose. So let's choose the let's choose the trip for Juan de la Cruz or ID number 1. So deleting the strip will remove the record from the table. Next, we're going to manage user. So first we have the username. So for username, let's add, let's say, student 4. And for password, let's put the default pass 123. Full name, let's name the student as Rodrigo Duterte and role as passenger. Now we have the student of Rico Duterte here in our data. And let's delete the user of Carlos Mendoza. And it is automatically deleted. So for the report, we can generate here the top 3 roles report based on the data that or records that is saved in the system. For notifications, here are the transactions or activities the admin had made in during the time that he is logged in the system. So let's try to log out and access account of a driver. So for driver, we're going to use the driver 1 with the password of driver, or so it's right, driver 123. So here we can see a tab for my trips and passengers and daily report tab. So for my trip and passengers, the driver can view the details of the reservations or the details of students that reserved trips under his shuttle trip or under the bus that he is driving. So for trip that has ID number 2, he has Ana Reyes. And for the trip ID 5, he has Carlos Mendoza. And for the trip 7, so it doesn't have any reservation yet. For the daily report, he can, or the driver can generate a daily report of shuttle reservation. So the daily report shows the daily shuttle reservation or saved shuttle reservation of the student under his shuttle trip. So next we have the student account, and we're going to use the one that we created, the account of Rodrigo 30. Did I name the student by plus one? Student 3. So yeah, now we have it's Liza Bautista. So let's try to log. I think it's student 4. So yes, now we have Rodrigo Duterte. So for available trips, let's try to reserve the trip for. So first we are going to navigate the tabs. We have the available trip tab, my reservation tab, and my history report tab. So for available trips, we first need to click the chosen um trip, then reserve selected trip, and yes for confirmation, no for canceling. So let's say yes, and the reservation is successful. So as we can see, the available seats is automatically decremented by 1, or it was automatically minus by 1 since right now. So here we can see in the reservations, we we had successfully reserved this trip. So next we are going to reserve this is the one that we created, or the trip that we created using the admin account. So let's try to reserve this as well. And here in the reservation, it should now reflect. So from 20 available seats, it became 19. So for the reservation, we can also cancel a selected reservation. So you just need to click what you would like to cancel, then cancel, and yes for confirmation, no for canceling. So for yes, after cancellation, there will be a successful message, and the seat should also be incremented by 1. So it also incremented by 1 from 18 to 19 again. So for the history report, generating history report will generate all the saved reservation history of the student. So here we can see the reservation number 9 and the status updated to cancel, and reservation number 10 for the status active. And that's all for presenting our finals project of Campus Shuttle Reservation System here in OOP. And thank you for bearing with us, and we hope that you understand how our system works. Thank you.